The daily scholarly meeting of Grand Ayatollah Seyyed Sadiq al-Hosseini Shirazi was held on Wednesday, the 26th of Rajab. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi discussed the concept of ma'una in relation to Khums. There is a narration from Imam Jawad, peace be upon him, related to Khums, that says Khums is what remains after the deduction of living expenses. That is, there is no Khums on ma'una. Explaining the term ma'una, His Eminence said the apparent meaning of ma'una is that which is consumed, and in another narration it is also stated in every year, which means that ma'una is only applied to the expenses of any given year. He went on to say the divine lawmaker has mentioned ma'una but has not defined it. So to understand its meaning, we must refer to the urf or general opinion and see what is described as ma'una. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi then continued, there are two stipulations mentioned. No khums on ma'una as long as it is related to the same year. So for example, someone buys an amount of rice equivalent to the consumption of 2 years of his family from the money reserved for the living expenses of the current year. In such a situation, there is no khums on the amount of rice corresponding to the consumption of the current year, but he must pay khums on the amount of rice related to the next year. Regarding the ruling of khums on dowry, His Holiness said, since dowry is not mentioned in narrations, we have to see what is considered as an example of consumption for that year, and it is calculated for every year. For example, if someone buys a dowry for his daughters from the current year's living expenses, who will use them as household items whenever she gets married, and it is not clear whether her marriage will be this year or in the next few years, then these goods should be counted as this year's ma'una. With these two conditions, if urf considers them ma'una of the year, there will be no khums on them.